Yeah, what's the problem? That's probably why. I will Shakur up and that nigga.
The time has arrived for us to stand down and to start giving Gervonta Davis the love and respect that he deserves. This brother is elite. And he said this something, and this is what really stood out to me. You know, you got a lot of guys talking smack, talking junk, going back and forth, and I get that. Not just because they're hyping up the fight, but they got a belief in themselves. Major props to them for that. Gervonta Davis looked him in the face weeks ago, and he said, I'm telling you right now, you ain't ready.
Yeah.
Okay? You're not ready yet. He said, you good, but you're not ready.
Yeah.
He said, and he went just like this. He said, you really, really should have waited because I'm going to take you in the deep waters and you ain't ready.
Shakur Stevenson. I keep telling people, Shakur Stevenson beats Tank.
Doesn't
you
sound
cannot
crazy
say that Shakur Stevenson would not have beaten Tank last Saturday.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, he would have.
He knows what he's doing. He's hard to beat. To bring out the best in Shakur, you got to pressure him like Tank. Tank will bring out the best of him, and we'll see a great fight. Tank is just a monster right now.
What would be your hardest matchup? Devin Haney, Tank, or would it be Ryan Garcia?
Nah, Ryan, just X him out. He's trash. It's gonna be Tank. I ain't say it before.
The boxing world is buzzing with growing speculation that Gervonta Davis could be making his return to the ring against Shakur Stevenson, a potential matchup that has already sent fans into a frenzy of excitement. Stevenson, for his part, has made no secret of his ambitions, repeatedly stating that he wants to test himself against the very best the sport has to offer. And a showdown with Davis could be exactly the stage he needs to prove once and for all that he belongs at the absolute top level of boxing.
I told y'all who I want to fight. I can't keep saying the same thing. I already told y'all who I want to fight. The best versus the best. That should be my next fight. I told y'all I'm a dog. I'm a top level, elite level fighter. So let's make boxing great again. Let's put the best fighters in the ring with each other.
As of right now, nothing has been made official, and both camps are staying tight-lipped while talks and planning continue to develop quietly behind the scenes.
We're too far ahead of it, but obviously you want to handle business here. Everybody wants to see that fight with you and Tank Davis, man. I think that is one
He
of the
does too, right?
prospects left out there, man. Like, how do you feel about that? I don't want us to have you looking ahead of what's happening Saturday, but clearly that's a big money match right there.
Honestly, I've been calling for the fight for like 2 to 3 years now. So I'm ready for the fight. It's all on Tank. Tank got to say he's ready. I've been hearing that he's going to...
Gervonta Davis carries an unshakable belief in his own abilities, boldly stating that neither Shakur Stevenson nor Devin Haney pose any real threat to him, and insisting that the only person who could ever truly beat him is himself. At the same time, there is a widely held view among boxing circles that realistically only 3 fighters could ever give Tank a genuine run for his money: Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, and Tank Davis himself.
Shakur and Tank Davis himself.
You got the last one right. That's the only person that can beat me. Gervonta Davis. That's the only person. Them niggas cannot touch me at all. They all been in the ring with me. They all been in the ring, and I cracked both of them. I cracked both of them.
I feel you. I told you it's a 50-50 fight.
Ain't no 50-50 fight, nigga. How you gonna keep me up and you ain't got no power?
I was also told that Devin got the best of you in the last sparring session.
And you know I sparred them twice.
That's right. If Bill
took him out the ring,
said that?
I almost knocked him out in Floyd Gym. Did they tell you that? Did they tell you that?
I don't know, but I ain't hear that.
Okay. Tell to Devin and his dad to get out my dick. Tell him, be prepared. Because after these first 2 niggas, oh man, I'm coming straight at you.
Meanwhile, Terrence Crawford has weighed in on the potential matchup, explaining why he sides with Shakur Stevenson if the two were to meet. Crawford pointed out that Gervonta Davis may find it far more difficult than usual to land his trademark power shots against a fighter of Stevenson's caliber. He highlighted Stevenson's disciplined defensive style and razor-sharp timing as key weapons that could shut Tank down early in the fight. And while Davis is well known for finding his rhythm and building momentum as the rounds progress, his tendency to start slowly could leave him dangerously exposed against someone as precise and calculated as Stevenson.
I will pick Shakur because I don't believe Tank will be able to land those big shots on Shakur like he does everybody else.
Right.
Shakur defense is just too tight. And not only Shakur, Keyshawn either.
Oh, you don't think Key either? Even right now, I feel like it's a little... Key nice though, but it might be a little early for Key right now.
Listen, Tank get hits a lot. Tank, in my eyes, Tank is always losing until he's not.
Yeah, a lot of times, yeah.
If you watch those fights,
Well, at least in the early rounds. Middle rounds, he start coming up, but I see what you're saying. Them early rounds, yeah.
Let Keyshawn start hitting them like everybody else hitting them. Let him start hitting them with everybody else, like everybody else hit.
Yeah.
Man, he gonna clean them.
Mike Tyson has also thrown his opinion into the ring regarding a potential clash between Stevenson and Davis, and unlike Crawford, Tyson gives the edge firmly to Tank. He openly acknowledges Stevenson's elite skill set and admits that he is an incredibly difficult fighter to beat, even noting that his highly technical style can sometimes feel less thrilling to watch for certain fans. However, Tyson believes that Davis's relentless pressure and devastating knockout power would push Stevenson into territory he has never experienced before, adding that Tank is currently one of the most dangerous and commanding fighters anywhere in the sport today.
Gervonta Davis?
Yeah.
I like to go with Tank. You know, everyone's going to go with Tank, you know. It would be a very interesting fight. Shakur takes a good shot, though. He's a specialist. That's why some fights that he doesn't look good in, because he's so superior. He is boring watching sometimes. But he's a specialist. He knows what he's doing. He's hard to beat. To bring out the best in Shakur, you got to pressure him like Tank. Tank will bring out the best of him, and we'll see a great fight. Tank is just a...
On the other side of the equation, Shakur Stevenson has made his desire to fight Gervonta Davis very well known, repeatedly calling him out and pushing hard to turn this highly anticipated showdown into a reality.
Floyd Mayweather, you sitting here beefing with Floyd. It's a fighter out here that's been calling your name that want to fight you. Gervonta Tank Davis, let's make the fight happen, man. I'm tired of tweeting. I'm tired of talking about it. Stop ducking me and let's make the fight happen.
However, the situation has taken a dramatic turn. Shakur Stevenson is no longer interested in facing Gervonta Davis and has flatly rejected any talk of a 2026 showdown, making it crystal clear that he has zero intention of chasing that fight. Stevenson has been equally direct in emphasizing that he does not need Tank to validate his status in the sport, pointing out that he is already a top-tier star who is earning big and building his name entirely on his own terms.
Let's see Shakur Stevenson and Tank Davis in 2026.
Fuck him. Fuck him. I don't even want to speak on him. I don't got too much to say about him.
Wow. And if I may, tell me why. Where's that heat come from?
I don't talk on people who feel as though I need them, because I don't need nobody. I'm a big superstar in my own right. I make a lot of big money.
Boxing analyst Fannin believes that a fight with Gervonta Davis would represent a massive opportunity for Shakur Stevenson that should not be overlooked. He points to Tank's remarkable record, noting that many of the fighters Davis has defeated have gone on to capture world titles of their own, which speaks volumes about the level of competition he consistently faces. Fannin uses Ryan Garcia as a prime example, a fighter frequently mentioned as a potential opponent for Stevenson, yet one who has already been taken down by Tank. To Fannin, this pattern speaks for itself and reinforces the argument that Davis remains the standout star of the division.
Davis is a huge fight for Shakur Stevenson, and for people to act like the biggest fight in boxing is with somebody like Devin Haney or Ryan Garcia is absolutely ridiculous. Now, why do we know that Gervonta Davis is such a big fight? Because Gervonta Davis has now beaten, I do believe, 5 or 6, I think it's 6 people that he beat went on to win world championships, including Ryan Garcia, who people are saying Shakur Stevenson.
Canelo Alvarez predicts a very close and competitive fight if Gervonta Davis and Shakur Stevenson ever share the ring. He recognizes Stevenson's exceptional speed and elusive movement as qualities that make him genuinely difficult to hit cleanly, but he also has a deep respect for Davis's raw punching power and the relentless pressure he applies throughout a fight. When all is said and done, Canelo sides with Davis as the more likely winner.
He's a good fighter. He moves a lot, and it's very difficult to get hit. To hit him. But I like Gervonta Davis.
Okay.
He's a really good fighter. He hits hard, and he knows how to go forward. So.
Meanwhile, Gervonta Davis has had a turbulent stretch over the past 5 to 6 months, surrounded by one controversy after another. But there is finally some genuinely good news for his fans. He is expected to make his return to the ring this year. His coach Calvin Ford confirmed that Tank is actively preparing for a major comeback, with negotiations already happening quietly behind the scenes. Ford described Davis's time away from the sport as a deliberate and calculated reset rather than a setback, adding that Tank is looking sharp, focused, and fully recharged. Ford is confident that once the right opponent is locked in, fans can expect a dominant and statement-making return.
Something gonna happen. Everybody miss Tank fight. You know, when he come back, it got to be the right fight because we want to entertain. Things happen for a reason to make a person much stronger. One of the guys that y'all truly love is not in the mix right now, but he will be back in the mix. Y'all gotta remember, Tank been doing this shit since he was 7 years old. Sometimes you need that reset. Him being away, you know, going through things that he's been going through, his crazy ass stuff. You know, he looks happy. He looks happy. I can't wait.
As speculation continued to grow over who Davis would face upon his return, Calvin Ford remained deliberately cautious with his words. He acknowledged that a specific opponent was already in mind for Tank's comeback fight, but chose not to reveal any names, simply hinting that the wheels were already quietly turning behind the scenes. Ford noted that the build-up was progressing in a way that was both visible and strategic at the same time, stressing that every detail of the comeback is being handled with careful precision and designed to bring Tank back to the ring in exactly the right way.
I can't tell nobody that yet. You know what I'm saying? I already know who I would like for him to see just for a comeback. Person that I want to see him in the ring, that's the one we're going to fight. You know what I'm saying? That's why I can't say that. I think it's an easy fight. You know, everybody in tune with it. You know, it's being promoted right under y'all nose.
Ford also pushed back firmly against the retirement rumors that had been circulating, describing Davis's time away as nothing more than a temporary pause rather than a permanent exit from the sport. He made it clear that despite all his valuable insight, the final decision on what happens next rests entirely with Gervonta himself. Analyst Fannin echoed that sentiment, noting that the groundwork for a comeback is already being laid even if the identity of the opponent remains tightly under wraps. What stood out most to Fannin was the dramatic shift in the conversation surrounding Tank. Talk that was once dominated by legal troubles and uncertainty has now completely turned around, with the focus firmly back on what Davis can do inside the ring and why he remains one of the biggest and most exciting draws in all of boxing.
Gervonta Davis is like taking a break. He's not retiring. That's the message, that he was not retiring. And that, you know, there's some people out there that they're looking to fight, but it's a mystery who they are because he's not allowed to talk about it. And Calvin Ford is also, I'm telling you, very, very honest, that when he speaks for himself, and it is up to Gervonta Davis to say what it's ultimately going to be. But it is a very good sign because they're not doing anything like what was talked about with Gervonta Davis just a few months ago when it looked like, according to all these people, that Gervonta Davis was going to be in jail. Right? Series of warrants and all these bad predictions, all of a sudden they don't look as bad anymore. And you actually have people talking about one of...
Fannin has been vocal and unapologetic in defending Gervonta Davis's place in the sport, boldly labeling Tank as a top-tier talent and firmly placing him among boxing's pound-for-pound best. He argues that the efforts to chip away at Davis's reputation have been relentless and are largely driven by competing promotional interests rather than any genuine concern for the sport. According to Fannin, powerful players within boxing are quick to weaponize any negative story that surfaces and use it directly against Tank, making the attacks feel less like fair criticism and more like a personal agenda. In his view, Davis is not simply being criticized in the way most fighters are. He is being deliberately and systematically targeted by those who want to push him out of the spotlight and out of the conversation entirely.
He's one of the top 10 pound-for-pound fighters in the world. And there has been a campaign to run this guy's name down because he's with the PBC, or he's not with Matchroom, or he's not with DAZN, or he's not with Ring. So these people who are the loudest talkers in all of boxing all conspire to, or collude, I should say, collude, not conspire, collude to interpret every negative thing that happens about Gervonta in a way to...
Boxing experts have pointed out that despite Shakur Stevenson's impressive defensive abilities, Gervonta Davis has yet to fully unleash everything he is capable of inside the ring. They emphasize that Tank is not a reckless fighter. He operates with patience and a clear game plan, carefully picking his shots rather than throwing carelessly against a highly skilled opponent like Stevenson. And that is what makes him so dangerous, because just one perfectly placed punch from Davis at the right moment could change the entire course of the fight in an instant.
Better defense, but at the end of the day, I still think we haven't seen the best Tank Davis. That's what people always power. we still haven't seen the best Tank Davis. And Shakur, for the most part, he comes forward. Tank Davis, all he takes is one shot. He's a very patient fighter. He doesn't throw a lot of shots.
Porter believes that a showdown between Stevenson and Davis would push Tank to operate at a higher and more strategic level than ever before. He explains that true ring intelligence only reveals itself when a fighter is forced to make real-time adjustments during a fight, and facing someone as technically sharp as Stevenson would demand exactly that from Davis at every moment. Porter anticipates that if this fight were to happen, fans would see a more composed, calculated, and well-rounded version of Tank than anything they have witnessed from him previously.
Or you're going to see this boxing style that you don't usually get from Tank. You're going to see IQ. We saw IQ, but to me, it was low IQ because you see somebody's IQ take place when a fighter makes an adjustment, and now you have to adjust to what that fighter is doing, and that's kind of where you see
who's smart.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I think my fight with Terrence shows a very high level of IQ from both of us. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And that's what Tank is gonna do with Shakur. He's gonna come into the ring and be a different version of himself.
Claressa Shields ranks Shakur Stevenson as the top fighter in his weight divisions, placing him above Gervonta Davis and other high-profile contenders in the conversation. She praises Stevenson's technical ability, his consistency at the highest level, and his capacity to control and dominate fights across multiple weight classes. While Shields fully acknowledges Davis's raw power and explosive finishing ability, she believes Stevenson has been tested by tougher competition and has shown a more complete and well-rounded mastery of the sport inside the ring.
Better than Devin, he's better than Ryan, he's better than Tiafimo. When it comes to those weight classes, Shakur to me is the best. He is me. I tell him all the time, you ain't gotta prove nothing to them fucking casuals. Ain't never laced up, and you think Shakur gotta prove something to you. You sound stupid. Go glove up first. I done seen that boy do some miraculous things inside of a gym. Beat guys up from his weight class all the way up to 178.
Because you know the big one, they want, Shakur and Tank. That's the one everybody talking about. That's the one they want. Tank
is mad at me, boy, and that lead up.
You gonna go crazy in that?
Yeah, be calling me ugly for real then.
Do you think that's a 50-50?
I'm not gonna ever dismiss a fighter. I think that Tank got some great skills and got some hard ass punches. He's so explosive, but so is Shakur. Shakur has, to me, faced harder challenges.
Armel Met1 views a potential clash between Gervonta Davis and Shakur Stevenson as a genuine 50-50 battle that could realistically go either way. He points out that Stevenson's durability under serious fire has never truly been put to the test, leaving a big open question about how he would hold up against the kind of knockout power that Tank brings to every single fight. Met1 explains that the outcome could swing in either direction. Stevenson might absorb the pressure and systematically outbox Davis with his superior skill set, or Tank could find the opening he needs if Stevenson's chin turns out to be less reliable than expected. When all factors are weighed up, Met1 gives a slight but not decisive edge to Stevenson.
We never seen Shakur's chin tested, so we don't really know if he has a chin to take Tank's shots. But because he don't get hit. But maybe he does have a chin. He takes Tank's shot, and then he just keeps landing, winning them rounds because Tank give away rounds. Maybe he wins unanimous decision, or maybe he doesn't have a chin, and Tank does what he does. So I don't really know.
Abdullah Mason comes down on the side of Shakur Stevenson in a potential matchup against Gervonta Davis. His reasoning is largely shaped by Tank's most recent performance, which left Mason feeling that Stevenson's precision and technical sharpness give him a clear advantage in this fight. Mason also noted that he was genuinely impressed by Freddie Roach's latest showing, which exceeded expectations and only strengthened his belief that Stevenson would ultimately come out on top if the two were to meet.
Based off that last Tank fight, I'm probably leaning towards Shakur in that one.
Wow, were you surprised at Roach's performance against Tank?
I didn't expect Roach to be as sharp. I knew he was coming with some good work.
Richardson Hitchens recalls the first sparring session between Gervonta Davis and Shakur Stevenson as an intense and fiercely competitive encounter from the very start. Davis landed a clean and powerful shot early on, but Stevenson absorbed it without any visible trouble and kept right on moving. From that point forward, both fighters refused to give an inch, constantly making adjustments, trading shots, and pushing each other to the limit in what turned out to be a genuine and hard-fought back-and-forth battle that showcased the skill and resilience of both men.
That first time, he caught Shakur with a good shot. Boom. He didn't hurt Shakur or nothing, but it was you could tell if it was 8-ounce gloves, we don't know how Shakur would have reacted. It was like because I remember him throwing Shakur, he caught Shakur with a clean shot. Boom. And Shakur didn't shake up or do nothing, but it was a clean shot. I'm like, nigga, you sure you can take another one of that? And Shakur what? He took off his shirt and they started bumping like that. Now they going back and forth.
Oh. Hold on, was it sparring? Yeah. Was it competitive, close, all that, Shakur and Tank?
Nah, yeah, it was competitive. Then like the second time, like they sparred, like it was like a chess match. Like now Tank know, like, all right, he's really nice. Like Shakur really nice. Like all that walk down shit. Like I got a box. Like this nigga, like I can't just walk him down. Like he can really fight. So it was like Tank like switch his strategy up and like same shit. Like now Tank trying to come and walk me down. I'm in there like we fighting. Like it's back and forth competitive. I'm talking shit to
Richardson Hitchens also opened up about navigating the rivalry between Gervonta Davis and Shakur Stevenson, explaining that although the two grew up moving in the same boxing circles, they were never particularly close. He recalled how Davis would show up to spar with them completely free of charge simply to help Stevenson sharpen his preparation, often pushing through grueling late-night sessions that lasted well into the early hours. Hitchens sees their rivalry as a long-running clash of two extraordinary talents that traces all the way back to 2017. However, he is careful to stress his deep respect for both men and the difficult roads they each traveled from humble beginnings to get where they are today. At the end of it all, Hitchens believes the better fighter on the night should win, as long as everyone walks away safe.
Shakur, because you good with Shakur, you good with Tank. How did it feel being in the middle of that war?
You know, Shakur and Tank knew each other since kids, but they really wasn't like friends like that. And when we really helped Tank for the Pedraza fight, he was like, he took us like in, like, damn, like these young boys sparring me for free. You know, like you're a champion, you signed to Floyd, like you could be giving us a few hundreds or something. Like we're giving you unlimited rounds. It was time he would take off the belt. Like we giving you like rounds for your first championship. We're still amateurs, and he kind of was like. He appreciated that, and I never understood why he appreciated till now. Like, when I'm a pro, I'm champion, I'm like, damn, I gotta pay guys for sparring. Like, we're box for free, yeah. So it's like, Tank wanna spar, we'll be in the gym, but we've done sparring Tank at 2, 3 in the morning, helping him get ready for the Pedraza, you know what I'm saying? Like.
So how did that feel though? You in the middle of that, they beefing with each other.
Oh yeah, it was like, it got weird, cause I always knew like, these two dudes is gonna be like, it. From like 2017, when they sparred, like these two dudes is like, I know like, they're small, like, I know the skill set, I know the generational talent I'm, you know, around, I'm witnessing. And we was in Houston one time, this was before Shakur moved down to Houston, and like, I got them to chop it up. Like I told him, like, you know, Shakur pull up on us, we bowling, like, Tank here, like, yeah, come chop it up. They chopped it up, we kicked it for like a few days, everything was cool, then it got sour again. It's like, to me, I look at it like this, like, I don't care for y'all beef. Like, at the end of the day, we all come from nothing. We all come from making no money. We blessed to be in this position. So to me, it's like, man, y'all.
Before a Stevenson versus Davis showdown ever comes together, boxing fans may first be treated to another major fight, Shakur Stevenson versus Ryan Garcia. Following Garcia's dominant and convincing victory over Mario Barrios, excitement has been building rapidly, and the buzz surrounding this potential matchup is already sending shockwaves through the entire boxing community.
44, if he's willing to do that, I'm willing to make the fight happen, but Ryan sounds more realistic.
Stevenson acknowledges that Ryan Garcia has been loud and persistent in calling for the fight, making his interest in the matchup crystal clear. However, Stevenson is equally clear that any fight he takes has to fit neatly within his broader career plan, emphasizing that he is managing his path with great care and has no intention of rushing into anything or sitting around waiting without a well-thought-out strategy guiding every move he makes.
To the fight, I threw my left hand. Teofimo just defended my left hand better than he defended my right hand. So it's some things that I see that I want to work on, that I want to go in the gym and fix, but I can't really say on camera because I'll be giving out some of the game, but I ain't giving that out no more. But now I thought it was an amazing night. I thought that I established myself in the sport. I thought that I established myself at 140 pounds. And who knows what I'm gonna do next, but from 135 to 140, I'm gonna be one of the best fighters in the sport, regardless.
Terence Crawford predicts that Shakur Stevenson would get the better of Ryan Garcia if the two were to meet. Speaking on the Joe Rogan Experience, Crawford stated that the fight would not be nearly as competitive as many people are expecting, pointing firmly to Stevenson's superior skill set and the significant strategic advantage he would carry into that fight.
Not a Barrios. Right. You know, Shakur got a jab. Shakur got a head movement. Shakur got defense. Shakur knows range. Shakur have good legs. So I look at that fight like it's not going to be as a competitive fight like everybody think, because if Ryan get careless, he's going to get countered all day.
If he gets careless, I think he'll fight very different than he fought with Barrios. I think
He's got to.
Barrios just couldn't keep up with the speed. I mean, Ryan's speed is extraordinary. He relies on it a lot, but I mean, that's not a knock. That's just like if you had it, everybody should rely on that. Man, that
Shakur's
speed
not
is
slow.
nuts. Shakur's a different animal.
That's what
It's
I'm
a
saying.
different. Well, a lot of people thought Devin Haney was different, though, right? A lot of people thought Devin Haney was going to give him real problems when he dropped Devin early with a left hook. Everybody was.
That is everything for today's coverage. Let us know what you think about these potential matchups in the comments section below. And make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest fight news and insider analysis as it breaks.